Hello and welcome to Continue or Drop, and on this episode I'm going to be talking about Dimension W. When talking about the winter season, there have been a few shows that have gained a ton of hype. Erased is probably the biggest one, Shōgen Roku's right up there as well, and then we have this anime. So far I've heard almost nothing but positivity, so I felt that I had to check it out. For the longest time, the world was only thought to have 3 dimensions. However, in the year 2036, scientists discovered the 4th dimension, which they called Dimension W. This discovery has allowed for the creation of coils, which are supposedly an infinite source of energy. The problem is that New Tesla Energy has a monopoly on these, which has led to increased corruption, crime, and income inequality. One of these crimes is illegal coil production, so to combat this, New Tesla Energy employs collectors like Kyoma in order to track down these illegal coils. The first thing I noticed was this anime looks absolutely gorgeous. Maybe it's because I recently got done with Aoi Hana, which was made over 6 years ago, but regardless. When I first saw the wide shots of the city, my jaw dropped. Then the opening theme came on, and you know what? I'm calling it right now. Best opening of the season. I might end up having to take that back at one point, but I don't care. This theme is amazing. In fact, the soundtrack overall was something that I loved. The first song that I noticed after the opening theme happened during the first action scene. It was this really epic hard rock song that reminded me a lot of Trigun's opening. But the soundtrack wasn't all rock, there was some mellow jazz and some intense classical music in there as well. The anime does a great job of using different types of music to get the exact tone they're looking for in each individual scene. I normally wouldn't talk this much about the technical aspects first up, but I was just floored at how well everything came together. Another thing that I thought the anime did really well is how they painted New Tesla as this vile entity that would do anything to get more power. It could be murder, kidnapping, blackmail. As long as it helped them keep their monopoly, they would send their dogs out to do the job. It makes you hope that one day Kyoma will decide to turn on them and try and take them down. There were a number of issues though, and one of the main issues that I had was the anime's lack of subtlety with its main characters. In the first episode, Kyoma meets Miro, who turns out to be a robot with all the emotions of a regular human. It's been established previously that Kyoma doesn't like coils, therefore, he doesn't like the robots that run on coils. This plot point in itself annoyed me because they mention it so many fucking times. I get it, the dude doesn't like coils, you don't need to keep shoving it down my throat. Anyway, throughout the first episode, Kyoma goes on multiple rants about how robots don't have emotions and how they're all just lifeless puppets. All of this just seemed like obvious foreshadowing that Miro was going to form a relationship with the jaded Kyoma and warm his heart with her loving personality. Now, this is all speculation at this point, so the anime might not go down that road, but I'm pretty sure it will. Even with this predictability though, I still found myself caring about the characters. Kyoma was cool and mysterious, while Mira was just straight up adorable. It didn't take me very long to warm up to her. There were other characters that also seemed quite interesting, so I would say that overall, the cast is one of this show's strong points. But I'm not done ranting yet. Another aspect that I really hated was how often the anime would spout exposition. I get that they want to create this interesting futuristic world, and to do that, they need to explain the various details of the world to the audience. But they do it so frequently that it became disruptive and the anime often just grinds to a halt. I would be sitting there, really getting into everything, and then, just stop. We have to explain Kyoma's backstory. Then the show would continue and I'd start getting into it again and then, stop! We have to explain how Mira works. It was such a pity because the visuals made the setting look really fascinating. But every time they stopped to explain something, it would just slowly chip away at my enthusiasm. And unfortunately, all the things I didn't like were enough to turn me off the series, so I'm going to be dropping this. I was really torn about my decision here because there are a ton of positives and the cliffhanger at the end of episode 3 was really awesome. But in the end, it just wasn't enough to make up for the problems I had. So anyway, thank you very much to everybody who watched this video. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave a comment. And if you like this video and want to see more, feel free to subscribe as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.